In this video, I'm going to give you a no BS action plan to create the highest converting welcome flow for your brand. And the strategies that I'm about to show you in this video aren't just based on theory. These are battle tested, proven winning strategies that I'm about to show you. Like a fashion brand that went from 84k per month of revenue to 272k per month in just 30 days after working with us, generating 52% of the total revenue from email. And how about this health and wellness brand where we generated over $1.5 million of revenue in the first 4 months of working together, making up to 49% of their total revenue. And over the last 5 years, I've generated over $300 million of revenue for more than 40 e-commerce brands, all with email. And I'm actually going to be showing you some of the welcome flows that we use for these clients that generated these amounts of revenue. And there's a good chance that you'll be learning something new and even fix your own welcome flow to be on your way on hitting that 45% of ARR with your emails. So if you heard anything about email marketing, it's probably that the welcome flow is the flow that generates the most amount of revenue with your email marketing system. But why is that? So the welcome flow is the very first contact that you'll have with a new subscriber. And in some cases, your welcome flow can have up to 80% open rate with a click-through rate of 26%. So in that very first email, you want to do a couple of things. First of all, you want to give them the discount code that you promised them in the sign-up form. Second of all, you want to introduce your brand and build that trust. And third of all, you want to guide them towards that first purchase. So show them what they should actually do with the discount code that you just gave them. In almost every case, the welcome emails have the highest open rates for your brand. So if you nail all of these things straight away, you'll be on your way to get way more conversions out of your welcome series flow. And because the welcome series flow is the first contact point that you'll have with a new subscriber, you need to keep in mind that the modern customer is cautious. So most of your website visitors won't make a purchase on the first visit to your store, even on their second visit. Why is that? Simply because they don't know who you are. So trust is the cornerstone of any transaction, and gaining it isn't straightforward in today's e-commerce world. Think about it. The modern customer is bombarded with options, and new e-commerce brands are popping up every single day, and each one are looking more cool and more innovative than the previous one. And in this crowded market, shoppers love to explore. So they basically compare your brand and scrutinize before committing their loyalty and their credit card details to you. So to win them over, your brand needs to do more than just appear in front of them. So this is basically the situation nowadays where we have the crowded market and the potential customer is basically comparing your brand versus all of your competitors. And at the end, the customer is asking themselves, who do I pick? And of course, you want to make sure that they pick you and not one of your competitors. So you need to establish a solid reputation and demonstrate the reliability and the quality of your product. And trust isn't given, so it's earned through consistent, positive interactions with your potential customer and by addressing their concerns head on. And that's why the welcome series flow is so important, because customers have to see your brand multiple times in various contexts to start feeling comfortable with you. So each interaction is an opportunity to overcome their objections and to build the credibility that's necessary for them to finally decide to purchase from you. And that's why it's so important to have a high converting welcome flow, because with this welcome flow, this is the perfect moment to build that trust with this modern customer and to make sure they don't go to one of your competitors, but they will buy from your brand. So now we got clear why the welcome flow is so important. Let's get into the details of a high converting welcome series flow. But what are the things that I often see go wrong with the welcome series flow when I take a look at our Klaviyo accounts? The first thing that I see is that the welcome series flow is often way too short. Oftentimes I just see a welcome flow that just consists of like 2 or 3 emails, and that's just way too short to build that trust with that cautious customer. Second of all, I see that people are offering way too much information in one email. So if people are just sending 2 or 3 emails in a welcome series flow, they're way more likely to put way too much information into one email because they think, hey, this first email will be opened, so I have to give all the information about my brand in one single email. And that's just not how it works nowadays. People don't have the attention span to actually read the complete email. So we'll just skim your email and just check the first section. So you want to make sure that every single email is just short and concise. Another mistake that I often see is that people are using multiple call to actions in one email. So brands want that their potential customer are going to buy from them, want to follow them on social media, want to post a TikTok reel about their brand. So they're basically offering multiple call to actions, and that's just not the way to go. Every single email should have one call to action and one goal. And one last thing that I often see is that people are confusing the welcome series flow with the post-purchase flow. So keep in mind, the welcome series flow is for new subscribers, The post-purchase flow is for new customers. That's a big difference, and you absolutely treat them in a way different way. So what is the right way of doing it? First of all, you should have at least 7 emails in your welcome series flow so you can build that trust with that cautious customer. And you want to make sure that your emails are short and snappy. And you also want to make sure that every single email has one goal and one call to action. So just focus on selling your product, or just focus on promoting social media, but how to set up the welcome series flow in Klaviyo. Let me show you. So in your Klaviyo account, you go to flows in the left menu, and then you hit create flow, and then you can search for flows for welcome series. And then you already see some default flows that Klaviyo made. So a good default template to go with is this welcome series standard. You can see that this welcome flow consists of 3 emails. We want to have way more emails into it, but this gives us a good base to start with. So let's call this welcome series demo. And then at the trigger, make sure to select the exact list that you want to use for new subscribers. For a lot of brands, it just will be your newsletter list. If you use a different list for your sign-up form, make sure to select the right list in here. You can only change it right now. After that, you can't change it, and then you have to duplicate the flow. So make sure to double check this. In this case, it's newsletter, create flow, and there you go. Now we have the default Klaviyo flow, which again consists of 3 emails. So let's check the trigger settings. So add it to list newsletter. And then we also want to set up some profile filters. So what we want to do, add profile filter, want to select what someone has done, has placed order 0 times since starting this flow. And what this will do is basically make sure that if someone is joining your welcome series flow, but has done a purchase after a while, they will get rid of the welcome series flow. So they won't receive the rest of the welcome series flow. Because actually, if someone has done a purchase, you want them to receive the post-purchase flow and not the rest of your welcome series flow. And the same thing we want to do with these triggers. So checkout started 0 times since starting this flow, and with what someone has done has added to cart 0 times since starting this flow. The reason why we also want to do this with checkout started and added to cart is because you probably already have a cart abandonment flow and a checkout abandonment flow. And we don't want to have the situation where people are in the welcome series flow and they'll also receive the cart abandonment or the checkout abandonment flow, because then people will receive a lot of emails at a short amount of time, and then people will find this spammy, and that's something we don't want, especially nowadays with the new seller requirements. So basically want to exclude people who are joining the cart or checkout abandonment flow. Then we want to stop them receiving the rest of the welcome series flow. These are the settings for setting up your welcome series flow. And as you can see in this default flow, first email is just a basic email where you give away the discount code and where you say thanks for signing up. And in this default flow, 3 days later, they will promote social media. And 4 days later, they're going to promote the bestseller. So this is the default flow. This is not the structure that I advise. And one last thing that you can do, if you basically want to make sure that people who are in the welcome series flow won't receive any of your campaigns, then you can add this profile property. So we're going to hit profile property update and put it in front of welcome series email 1. We're going to add step, and then we're going to create new property and going to check Boolean true in welcome series, hit save. So basically now when someone is joining the welcome series flow, they will get this tag, which is called in welcome series. And this tag is true. So now we know that these people are in the welcome series flow. Now we can make a segment based on this tag, and then we can exclude that segment from your regular campaigns. But you do want to make sure of that at the end of your welcome series flow, you're again at the profile property update. And now you update the existing property. You select your property, which is not in here because I haven't saved it. You can also do it like this, create new property. And then you say in welcome series, Boolean, and then we say false. So this way we're tagging them as false. So we know that they're not in the welcome series flow anymore, so they can start receiving your campaigns. How to structure your welcome series flow to make it a high converting flow. So this is the structure that we like to use within our own agency for more than 40 e-commerce brands. This has generated the results that I showed you in the beginning. So email 1 is just a simple email where we want to welcome them and give the discount that we promised them in the sign-up form. So we give the discount code, we share 1 to 3 bestsellers, social proof, and a risk reversal, and that's it. And after 1 day, we want to resend email 1 to non-openers. And then 1 day later, we're going to send email 2. Email 2 is going to share the brand story, so a reminder of the discount code, the brand story, and the brand USPs. 1 day later, we're going to share email 3, so social proof plus press mention. So with a reminder of the discount code, 1 to 3 reviews, and some press mentions. That just works really, really well. 1 day later, email 4, the bestsellers. So we're going to highlight 1 to 3 bestsellers, the reminder of the discount, and going to share some product benefits of these bestsellers, of course. 2 days later, email 5, which is going to be the brand USPs. So again, a reminder of the discount code, but now with a 48-hour deadline to create some urgency. I want to highlight the brand USPs and basically want to answer the question, why should people buy from your brand and not from one of the competitors? Email 6, 2 days later. So basically their old offer has been expired, so now we want to present them a new offer because after 5 emails, people haven't converted with first offer. The chances are the people are not going to convert anymore with that offer. So we want to introduce a new offer. It can be a better offer or just a different offer. Kind of depends on your margins and your brand. So you want to give this new offer with a 48-hour deadline and some social proof. And then 1 day later, email 7. Obviously, we're going to use some urgency with a reminder of the discount, 24 hours left, social proof, and the risk reversals. So this is the general outline of a high converting welcome series flow. And now I'm going to show you in depth how every single email should look like. Email 1. So the goal of this email is to give the offer that you promised them in the sign up form. So you want to give a brief introduction on your brand while guiding them towards that first purchase. So this is the email that's going to generate the most amount of revenue. It's the highest open rate. So you really want to nail this down as much as possible. So what needs to be inside? A above the fold section. So the first thing that people see when they open their email, either on desktop or on mobile, this above the fold section should include basically a welcome message. You want to give the discount with the discount code. You want to have a clear call to action. You want to share 1 to 3 bestsellers, and you want to show social proof, authority, or press mentions. So basically a mechanism to build that trust and to convince them to buy now. And finally, you also want to show a risk reversal. So this can be anything from a money back guarantee to a warranty to a free trial. And I just want to go over it in detail. So first of all, we have the above default section. So we welcome the new subscriber by saying, welcome to Honeydew Sleep. We give the discount by saying, here's 10% off your first order. And we say use code with the discount code. And we have a big and high contrast call to action button. So it really pops out, shop and save 10%. So this is the above default section, the first thing that people see when they open your email. And this is so important to nail this down because 9 out of 10 people will only view this section. And based on that, they will decide if they want to scroll further or they want to leave your email. Next up, we have the bestseller section. So we say, check out our customer favorites. And then we share a bestseller section so we can guide people towards their first purchase. So they know what to do with the discount code that we just gave them. Then we have the body section where we show our authority or some social proof. In this case, we say the #1 choice of medical professionals. So that's obviously a good thing to actually show your authority in this case. And finally, we show the risk reversal. So in this case, we've got your back and your neck and your shoulders. So we have a 60-night risk-free trial. So that's good risk reversal for people to try out the product. And finally, a big call to action. So try it out now. And we have this ending where we give a reminder on the discount code. The first time that we gave the discount code was in the beginning of the email, but we also want to re-emphasize at the end of the emails. And we have a call to action button, shop with 10% off. And to end it, we also have a press mention. So a quote from Forbes, the best pillow for side and back sleepers. So it's around the call to action button, which is a great place to actually show a review or some press mentions. And of course, a quote from Forbes, that just works really well. And we don't want to forget about the footer bar, which is in every single email. This footer bar shows 3 USPs like the 60-night sleep trial, 3-year warranty, and free shipping. And of course, what is important is that you have a good subject line. So that's why in this guide, you can find a lot of ideas of high converting subject lines for your welcome series flow. So if you want to get access to these subject line ideas and to this complete guide with all the examples of a high converting welcome series flow, make sure to click on the link in the description underneath this video. So then you can download this guide for free. Next up, email 2. So the goal of this email is to build a relationship with your new subscriber by sharing your story or your personal story and giving more information on your brand. So you want to build that trust with your new subscriber, and then they're just way more likely to buy, as I explained earlier. So what needs to be inside? A reminder of the discount code that you gave them in email 1, the background story / mission statement, and some information about the founder when possible. So an email example, again, one of our clients, TS.T. So we start with the above the fold section where at the first place we have a top bar that shows them a reminder of the discount code. So save 20% off your order above $40 with code, and then we give away the dynamic coupon code. Then we have a clear call to action with social proof micro copy. So shop with 20% off, and then we have the micro copy that says rated 4.9 out of 5 and 5,000 happy customers. We have a body section that just explains the brand story, short and sweet, because people don't like to read that much. Gonna share the brand USP, so the premium experience, flavorful, healthy, and direct social impact. And we have another section for this brand. So when people buy from this brand, they actually make an impact on the world. So they will make people feel good. So there's an extra good thing that we can highlight in this specific email. And then we have the ending of this email with, again, a reminder on the discount with a clear call to action button. So shop now and save 20%. And we have the footer bar with USPs, in this case, free US shipping, the 30-day money back guarantee, and a free gift over $30. And we have a footer area with product categories to make it easy for people to go to different sections of the brand. So in this case, top sellers, iced tea, samplers, and teaware. And again, if you want to have some subject line and preview text ideas, make sure to download the free guide in the link underneath this video. Next up, email 3. So the goal of this email is that you want to show that you're a legit brand with a lot of social proof and or authority. So this will build trust and brings the subscribers one step closer to buying. So what needs to be inside this email? Again, a reminder of the discount code, 1 to 3 reviews, press mentions when possible, and a recommendation of a professional when that's applicable. So an example in this case, again, from one of our brands, Steak Shots. So first of all, we have the above default section with, again, a top bar with a reminder of the discount code. In this case, save 10% off your first order with code, then dynamic coupon code, and shop now. We have a headline with a quote to grab your attention. So our fans say it best. It makes taking shots fun and easy to consume. And we have a clear call to action button with shop now with 10% off. Then we have a body section with just a short and sweet body copy. And we're going to share some reviews, as you can see in here. And also for this brand, really applicable, some user generated content. So with the names of the Instagram users attached to it. And finally, a reminder of the discount code and a clear call to action button, save 10% now. Next up, email 4. So the goal of this email is to show off your bestsellers so you can tell your subscribers what to do with their discount code. So people don't know what they want. So you need to actually tell them what they want. So showing your bestsellers will do exactly that. And just the fact that you say that these are customer favorites, it already works really, really well at selling those products. So what needs to be inside this email? So you want to highlight 1 to 3 bestsellers. You want to explain why they should want this and focus on the product benefits, not necessarily on the product features. And of course, you want to remind them of the discount code that you gave them in email 1. So let's share another example. Again, one of our clients, Zipit. So first of all, the above the fold section. So we have a headline that grabs the attention. So bright in school days with top Zipit picks. We have a clear call to action, as you can see. Then want to show people why people should buy from them. Then we have the bestseller section where we're going to share some products in a simple zigzag structure that's easy on the eyes. Not too much information in this case, just the product name with an image and a shop now button. And then we end the email with a reminder of the discount code and big shop now button. So shop with 10% off. And again, a footer bar with the brand USPs. So lifetime warranty, free shipping, and the money back guarantee. Then we have email 5. So the goal of this email is that you want to explain why people should buy from your brands. Why you and why not from one of your competitors. So you want to show your brand USPs and then you're basically one step closer to them buying from you. So what needs to be inside this email? So show your brand USPs, explain what makes you different from your competitors and remind them of the discount code. And in this case, we want to add a lot of urgency, saying that the discount code is going to end in 48 hours. And really important, you do want to make sure that this discount code is expiring in 48 hours. So please, please, please don't use a discount code that's called welcome 10. People know that discount code welcome 10 is not expiring. So, or you can make a dynamic coupon code in Klaviyo, which actually can expire, or you make a static code in Shopify that looks like a dynamic code. So for example, welcome 10, that looks like a random code, and then people will think it's a unique code, and then you can actually use the urgency if people know that it will expire. And it just works way, way better than using welcome 10. Please, I don't want to see welcome 10 anymore. Never. So again, an email example of one of our clients, Well Ease. So we have the above the fold section where we have a clear benefit in the headline. So make medicine time a breeze with a shop now button. We have the body section where we talk about the benefits of using this product, and we really talk about what the end result would be if people use the product. So in this case, from struggle to smile, peace of mind for parents, a splash of fun, and we talk about the Well Ease effect. And again, we end the email with a reminder on the discount code, and of course we want to use some urgency with the 48-hour deadline. In this case, for this brand, we didn't use that, but it's still recommended to use a ton of urgency, since this will be the last email with this current offer. Next up is email 6. So what is the goal of this email? In the previous 5 emails, every single email had a different goal, and we basically want to build trust with people with different angles. So we shared social proof, press mentions, bestsellers, the USP. So basically show them why they should buy from you from all different angles. But after 5 emails, people didn't buy yet. It could be because they didn't like the offer that we gave them. So that's why in this email 6, we want to give them a better or different offer. So again, you can give a totally different offer. So for example, where the first offer was 10% off, you can now give away $20 off above $100, or you can just go with a simple higher discount. So instead of 10% off, you now give away 50% off. And again, you want to use a lot of urgency to put pressure on your subscribers to buy now. Again, make sure that this is real urgency. Don't use fake urgency. And you want to show some social proof to, again, build that trust. So an email example in here from one of our brands, Tiesta Tea. So the above the fold section has a clear headline, 30% off your first order, use code and then a dynamic coupon code, a shop now button, some social proof underneath the call to action button. So I rated 4.9 out of 5 and want to use some urgency by having the 48-hour only sticker in this place. So it's really clear what people can expect from this email. Then we have the body section with just quick introduction with the discount code. Again, highlighting the fact that it's only valid for 48 hours. And then we say, not sure where to begin. And then we share some of the recommendations for them to do their first purchase. And really think about what could be a good first purchase for them. So what's a recommended product? And in this case, we want to share the top selling products, a sampler, so just something to try out. And we want to share some teaware. And then we end the email with the footer bar and the product categories in the footer as well. And then finally, we have email 7. And the goal of this email to give your new subscribers one last chance to save on their first purchase. So mention that there's only 24 hours left on the discount code that you gave them in email 6. So what needs to be inside? A simple reminder of the discount code, just short and sweet, only 24 hours left, 1 to 2 reviews or press mentions, and show your risk reversal. So a money back guarantee, free trial. So another example of Honeydew Sleep. So we have an above the fold section with a clear headline, last chance, 50% off. You can't be more clear. We add urgency with a sticker, only 24 hours left, and we have a clear call to action button that says shop with 15% off. Then a body section with just a simple short body copy that includes a discount code, some extra urgency, and we're gonna share some press mentions, in this case from Forbes, BuzzFeed, and Yahoo. That just works really, really well for this specific brand. And then we end the email with a clear call to action button, so shop with 50% off, and we have the footer bar that shows the risk reversal, the 60-night sleep trial, a 3-year warranty, and free US shipping over $50. So these are good risk reversals to include in every single email basically. So this is basically the outline of a high converting welcome series flow that we have used for more than 40 e-commerce brands in the past 5 years. But how should you optimize your own welcome series flow? Because this is just a standard outline, but every situation and every brand is different. A/B testing. So again, people often think that flows are a set it and forget it thing. However, the reality is quite different. So your initial setup is never flawless, even with this video, which means continuous testing is crucial for your brand. And this is especially true for your welcome series flow, because every improvement in your conversion rate of your welcome series flow can help offset dips in your ad performance, which are common if you increase your ad spend. So an optimized welcome series flow can make sure that you will lower your cost per acquisition. So again, split testing your flows, especially your welcome series flow, is just crucial for your brand's performance. But what should you be split testing in your welcome series flow? So the first thing is welcome email 1. So I really want to highlight this because the first welcome email is the most important email of your whole email game. So you basically want to split test everything inside this email. But important is to always make sure that you only split test one element at a time, because otherwise you don't know what made the difference in the boost of conversion rate. The second thing that you should be split testing is your offer. So this is probably going to make the biggest difference in the performance. But when you change your offer, you do want to make sure that you check, first of all, the change in the sign-up rate of your sign-up form. Second of all, the change in the conversion of your welcome series flow. And third of all, the change in attributed revenue of your welcome flow. So you always want to take a look at the bigger picture. You might get a higher conversion rate with your sign-up form, but still get a lower amount of revenue with your welcome flow and also a lower conversion rate of the welcome flow. So in that case, is that updated offer still good for your brand? That's the question that you should ask yourself. The third thing that you should split test are the subject lines and preview text, because these can be a game changer for your open rate. And make sure to always test different styles of subject lines and preview text so you can see a noticeable difference. Again, if you want to have some inspiration of good subject lines and preview text actually convert, make sure to download this free guide in the link underneath this video. The fourth thing that you want to split test are designed emails versus plain text emails. So some customers and niches seem to respond very well to plain text emails, while for other niches it doesn't work at all. So you always want to split test this for your own brand. And we've seen some great results with the plain text email for your second welcome series email, for example, where you share the brand story, especially if it's a personal story from the founder. It just works really, really well to make this a plain text email. But again, you do want to split test this for your own brand. And another idea for a plain text email is the last email of the flow, so email 7, where you add the urgency of just 24 hours left. This is also a good idea to split test a plain text version versus a designed email. And one last A/B test that I would recommend is split testing product versus product categories. So test an email where you just share products versus an email where you just share product categories. And trust me, for different kind of brands, we've seen some really interesting data on this. Some brands perform better with product categories, some brands perform better with specific products that you highlight. So make sure to split test this on your own. And if you download the free guide, I'll show you exactly how to set up a B test in Klaviyo. So let's go to the example welcome series flow that we made in the beginning of this video. And for example, if you want to make a split test for the first welcome series email, you select the email. Then over here at the right side, you can hit the button create a B test. And then for example, we could split test the subject line where version A is thanks for signing up and version B is welcome to brand name. And of course, you need to have a preview text. Then if you scroll down, you can select your test settings. So by default, Klaviyo will automatically choose a distribution. So if they think that variation A is performing better, they will send more traffic to version A. But I like to turn this off because I want to be in control and take a look at the data myself. Because when I notice that sometimes Klaviyo is not interpreting the data well enough in terms of how I see it. So I'm a big fan of using the manual settings, but if you don't have enough time to dive into your Klaviyo account, you can definitely use the automatic settings as well. Then over here, the winner selection right now by default, it's on automatic. If you hit configure, you can first of all select the winning metric. So if you want to decide it on open rate or click rate, I usually use click rate because that's way more valuable information than your open rate. And then over here, you can select the automatic winner selection. So you can basically select if you want allow Klaviyo to enter a B test if they think that there's a clear winner. Then you hit save settings, select this checkbox to track the links separately for each variation. So if you have the UTM tracking turned on, and then you can measure like the differences and variations. Then once you've selected all of this, you can add some notes, and then all the way to the top, you can hit publish test. And then again, you need to click the publish test button over here. That's how you set up an A/B test in Klaviyo. And now let's say you want to test a complete different sequence of welcome series flow versus your current sequence. What you can now do is build a conditional split. So let's say after email 3, you want to split test continuing with your current offer versus using a new offer, for example. So what you can do is that on the left side, select a conditional split, select a condition, then we say random sample, 50%, hit save. And now we have two paths, 50% goes to yes, 50% goes to no. And then you can basically make the old path on the yes path and then the new sequence that you have in mind or the new split test that you want to do on the no path. So this is also a way to set up A/B testing inside Klaviyo. For a more in-depth tutorial on how to set up A/B test, make sure to download the free guide where I have a video tutorial inside that shows you all the information that you need to know about setting up A/B test in Klaviyo. The one thing that I also want to show you is how to resend email 1. And this is actually a really good tactic to generate some extra revenue. So basically what you want to do is resend email 1 to the people who haven't opened that email after 24 hours. And why do you want to do that is because typically the first email is your star performer. So it sets the stage and captures the interest. So you want to maximize its visibility. So that's why it's crucial to circle back and resend this email to non-openers after 1 day. And the only thing that you want to change is that you want to tweak the subject line and the preview text a little bit so it's different than the original email 1, but the content of the email stays exactly the same. You just want to resend it after 1 day to the non-openers. So should you cap your welcome series flow at just 7 emails? Absolutely not. So a smart strategy for driving additional revenue is to integrate your top performing evergreen campaigns to your welcome series flow. So take a look at your past campaigns, identify which one has yielded the best results for your brand, and check if they are evergreens. So basically you want to make sure that they're relevant all year around. And if that's the case, you can add them to your welcome series flow as an evergreen campaign. And this way, new subscribers will get your top performing campaigns, and this will generate some extra revenue for your brand. So types of evergreen campaigns that you can add to your welcome series flow are how-tos, blog promotions, customer reviews, user-generated content, myth emails, product spotlights, subscription promos, bundle promotions, gift guides, and also educational emails. Just check which campaigns have performed the best for your brand in the past. But you might wonder, what are the results that you should be aiming for with your welcome series flow? Email 1 is going to get the best results in the complete welcome series flow. So this email will have its own KPIs. So the open rate should be 60% or higher. Click-through rate should be 12.5% or higher. And then finally, the placed order rate, that should be 10% or higher. With your other welcome series emails, you should aim for a 35% or higher open rate. And what you'll notice that the open rate will drop with every single email. So email 2 will still get a pretty high open rate, but at the end, email 7, then you probably will be around that 35% area. Click-through rate, you should aim for 2% or higher, and the placed order rate should be 0.5% or higher. Alright, and that's everything that I know about how to create high converting welcome series flows. If you found this helpful but you don't have the time or the know-how to build out your own email marketing system, head to the first link in the description to apply to work with our team. This video was more of a deep dive into welcome series flows and how to get more out of the single most important thing of your email marketing system. But if you're looking for more general info on e-com email marketing, go and click this video that includes a full e-commerce email marketing course that's completely for free and more than 3 hours long. It was made with more than 5 years of experience with my own agency, working with more than 40 e-commerce brands. And it includes the full A to Z of e-com email marketing. So go ahead and watch it. And I hope to see you in the next one.